video. Check 1, 2. Check. Did you get the check? Is that you, Stephen?
Hello, Trev.
Wow. Now I know what
You
camera's
okay,
on.
mate?
Welcome. Oh, it's
Camera's
over there
on.
now.
Okay. Are you on? Okay, you're. Okay,
No, it's on
back
you
on
now.
me. Back on me.
I think people are sick of us talking about
It's getting better.
that. No, hang on. Can you just camera on you? Can you talk for a minute?
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to be talking because Trevor is. It's still on you, by the way. I need to be talking because Trevor's going to put his tooth back in. It normally occurs off air, but there you go. There you go, Trev. Quick.
What are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Everything's fine here. Hey, not a worry.
Yeah.
There was so I don't wear it when I'm on the radio.
Naturally.
And I had because I
Although
sound
there are cameras in.
because I sound like a gibberer.
Yes, you sound like
Thanks,
you're
Dr.
talking like
David.
this. Yes. Sound like you're talking under. You got peanut butter on the top of your mouth and you're trying to get it out. Has that ever happened to you? Peanut butter in the roof of
I
your
don't
mouth?
like peanut butter. So
Don't
no.
you like peanut butter? Well,
No, so-
add that to the list of great food you don't like.
Bruno Senna comes into the radio
Yes.
studio, and I go
And you
in the,
go, oh,
in the 1
my
o'clock
God.
news. I'm like, I'll go out and say good day. Should shake his hand and everything. And I go out and I go, tooth. And I go, look, just so you know, I don't have a tooth. I'm waiting for it's complex. Had to tell the whole story.
Just say, look, mate, I'm not a lunatic.
Bruno
with a-
Senna's standing there going,
Yeah.
what's this idiot telling me about his stupid tooth for?
Has he got an accent?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's Brazilian.
Like his uncle. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
How old is he?
Bruno?
Yeah.
Great question.
Would he be 30s, 40s? What would he be?
In 2010, 11 and 12, he was racing. He was in his late 20s.
Okay.
So he'd be
about
late-
mid-30s now.
No, he'd be
mid-
late
early
30s
40s.
now, early
Early
40s.
40s.
Yeah.
Yeah, well.
Absolutely lovely bloke.
Yeah, right.
And see, the thing is, so I got this press release saying, do you want to interview Bruno Senna? I'm
And
like,
you went, let me
no,
think.
I'm
sure.
like, I'm on the radio that week. I can't come to whatever it is you're going. And they go, what? And this is
How
great
about we go on the
PR.
radio? Yeah.
Not a lot of PRs have picked up on this. A couple have, but they've been tech. And I've gone, I'm trying to avoid doing tech. And so
That's why
McLaren
that's why he won't take my calls.
we
on the
could
radio.
bring him into the studio. I'm like, that is unbelievable. Let's
Hello.
go.
Yeah.
And then I read back on the emails the night before the interview, and I looked. Did they say anything about what I could and couldn't say? Nothing. And so
Wow.
I wrote the script and the questions what I wanted. I didn't want to overplay the Ayrton Senna thing, but I
Yes.
wanted to talk about it.
Oh, how can you not talk
and
about it?
and he was amazing. He was really, really good. So
Did you tell him about the episode of the best movies you've never seen that we've done? Or
no, I
you
didn't.
should say, mate. Do yourself a favour.
Have a
and
listen.
Have a listen to this one, mate.
But Greg Russ, my great mate,
Yep.
was listening. He lives in New Zealand, but he was listening to the show, and he texted me. He goes, "Is he in town? Was he in the studio? Was that
Yeah.
pre-recorded?" I went, "Yeah, man."
Sure, yeah.
So he's hooked
Hello.
up. He's hooked up.
Selfies.
Probably it'll be an unbelievable interview because Rusty does like an hour and a half, sometimes 2 hours with these people for his podcast,
Oh, he's
Rusty's
doing it with
Garage.
him. Is he doing it?
He's hooked it up for tomorrow, so hopefully that'll drop soon. But
Fantastic. Yeah, wow.
so he's not a hero of mine, but you worry about meeting people of that kind of ilk.
Yep.
Mate, top bloke.
Yeah, good
Really
stuff.
lovely
So
bloke.
why is he in Australia? What's he doing?
He's with McLaren Cars. He like test drives their cars, and I don't think he's like really a lot of input into the vehicle, but I think he's more of an ambassador,
Yeah, nice.
Like as I said in my intro on the radio, it's like Senna and McLaren are two names synonymous together and with motorsport.
They go together. Yeah.
So it's pretty cool to have him doing that, and he's not shy, to admit.
Yep.
What he said to me most, and it really stuck with me, was something along. I'll watch it back and listen, but. He said, I said to you, is it a burden to have the name? And he said, look, during my Formula One career, too many people compared me to my uncle and not to my peers. And that was difficult. That's challenging.
A tough comparison. Like his uncle was like one of the world's greatest drivers ever. So that's
But
hard.
it's funny, you speak to people like that and you hope that they heard like your respect for them. Because I'm like, mate, your last season with Williams, he scored 31 points.
Yeah.
Now, there are people on the grid today in Formula One who haven't come near scoring a third of those points.
So
Daniel Ricciardo this year scored 12 points, I think it is.
Yeah,
so
right.
let's be clear.
So in his
he had
own
a pretty
right.
good,
Yeah, in
he
his
had a
own
pretty
right,
good
he's
run that
pretty
year.
good. Yeah, right.
So he just, he
Yeah,
was
well-
replaced at Williams by Valtteri Bottas, who went to be the co-driver for Lewis Hamilton at Mercedes in their prime.
Yeah, right.
It was a tough year.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was awesome. Really, really, really good.
But it seems to be a real family affair, Formula One. There's a lot of fathers and sons and
Jack Doohan's racing next year. He's Mick Doohan's son, not Formula One, but motorsport. But
because it didn't wasn't it Michael and Ralph Schumacher? They were
they're
brothers.
brothers, and
And
then
they
Mick
had
Schumacher is Michael's son. Mick's coming to Sydney in the
Yeah.
race of champions. So Sebastian Vettel, which is next year.
And what about? Isn't there another father-son team as well? Isn't it?
Well, Max Verstappen.
Verstappen.
Jos
that's
Verstappen's
right.
his father.
Yep.
Nico Rosberg, world champion 2016. Keke Rosberg's his dad.
Yes.
Like, If you've got the contacts.
I suppose if you're in the game, it's like it's like being Andre Agassi and Steffi Graf's kid.
But it's not.
Guess what? You're going to play tennis.
It's not just a pinnacle of sport, right? Like Jacko wants to be working in the media.
Yeah.
Like he'll get a job
because
if he wants to. He's seeing you. But if he wants it, I can help. And this is the thing about the father-son thing. I can help him get into the job better than a father who's not in the industry.
Yeah, fair
so
enough.
he has a leg up in a sense, but he's still got to earn it after that.
Well, that's what I was going to say. By the same token, you've got to stand up on your own 2 feet. And, I had a bit of comparison with my brother. Not as, he played a much longer career than me, but you were always being compared to him. Yeah. And he was one of the best players at Souths. And that was, I can relate to what Bruno Senna was saying about they compared me to him rather than the people that I was playing with.
Yeah, yeah.
So, I can relate. But it's all good.
Anyway, I appreciate you coming late to the studio because of my commitments. It's
all right, mate. I'm here for you, buddy. I'm here for you.
Means a lot, Steve.
I'm here for you.
When are we going away? Is it soon? No, it's a month away, isn't it?
3-4 weeks, yeah.
It's a month.
Because I booked my car in for its first service the week beforehand.
Oh, not while you're away?
No, I'll do it the week before. Yeah.
Wouldn't you do it while you're away?
What for? I'll get it out the way. Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough.
Would you have done it while you're away?
It feels like, it's funny because Mercedes used to have that thing at the airport, which was essentially
anymore.
For that reason.
A domestic airport.
But it was because travellers would get their car service at that point.
I
did.
I
genius idea.
Took advantage of that many years ago when I had one of my Mercs, and it was handy. I was going to Melbourne for the day.
Yeah.
Dropped it off. They took me. They valeted me to the. They drove me to the terminal and then picked me up and brought me back. It was great.
Great stuff.
Good idea. It was a great idea.
Genius.
You see, a lot of drivers of that kind of car would be travelling a lot for business and stuff. So not there anymore. Though.
We'll talk about it later, but you dodged a bullet not being in Miami. It doesn't look like it was that bad there, to be honest.
Well, no.
Weather-wise.
Yeah.
You were meant to be in Miami this week.
I was meant to be in Miami this week, yeah. I had a change of heart.
Well, I think it was all right. Look, I know others went, and Val went. He's done a good job, gadget guy.
I don't know, mate, but you know what? My gut just told me, don't go. My gut. How often do we travel, right?
Yeah.
I've never, ever
had a gut feeling
gut feeling saying, mate, I would stay home.
Yeah.
And I don't know, for some reason, I thought this one, I just had a strong feeling. There's a hurricane coming to town, right? But even before that, I'm thinking, should I be going? Yeah. I don't know. I end up going with the gut.
But you have said a couple of times that we're travelling just after the election. Does that worry you or not? Doesn't worry me at all.
Depends on the result, mate. I don't know if it's, and look, I don't know how it's going to go state to state, but where are we going? To North Carolina.
North Carolina,
so in the south. We're in the south. You don't know, you don't want, everyone's bracing for potential repeat of January 6th if Trump loses.
Right.
That's the real fear, I reckon. And there's that potential. You don't know. You just don't know how. You've seen, mate, there's been, 2 assassination attempts on this bloke. You just don't know the reaction if she wins. If Kamala Harris wins the election, you don't know how it's going to pan out. It's been it's been unlike any other election we've seen.
Yeah.
And you just don't know.
Well, we'll have
hopefully sanity prevails.
We'll see. Anyway, let's have sanity here.
Welcome to Two Blokes Talking Tech.
Not a bad price.
With Trev Long from EFTM.com.
Really handy device.
And Stephen Fennick from techguide.com.au.
Great to have your company on episode 655, Stephen. Really, have you counted correctly?
I have. Well, it was 654 last week. Is that right?
655.
Increased by 1 every week.
Sounds iconic, but it's not. Thanks to the great people at Netgear and Arlo. We'll tell you more about them shortly. There's a fair bit going on in tech. It was last Friday that Elon Musk held his Robot event.
Robot, I like it. It was,
now,
it was a play on words. See, iRobot, the movie with
and we'll
Will
get
Smith.
to that.
Yeah.
But when I first saw a kind of grab of it, someone sent me like a tweet, and I looked at it. It was the robot bus, so it was the Robo bus.
Robo van or something. What was
Robo van. He kept calling it a Robovan. He called it a Robovan. It's a Robo van.
Robo van, yeah.
But Elon was literally calling it a Robovan.
Robocop.
It's very weird.
Yeah.
So they showed this bus that is meant to be autonomous with multiple people in it.
Yep.
They showed a small car, which
Robo-taxi.
kind of Robo-taxi based on a Model 3, but looks a bit smaller.
Only
2 people inside, no steering wheel in the van either. Yeah. And then they had a lot of their humanoid...
Optimus, yeah.
Robots.
Optimus, yeah.
Now, before we get to the cars, let's talk about the Optimus robots.
The robots, yeah.
Which were not in any way autonomous robots.
You think they were
No, we know.
controlled?
We know.
Oh, so they
It's
admitted that they were...
100% official. There was one serving coffees or beers or something,
Right, and that was being controlled.
and they were asked. They said, "Are you an AI or are you a real person?" Didn't answer. Ask again. He goes, "I'm a real person. I'm being controlled by a real person."
Okay.
So there was just real people
but they didn't
wearing gear.
They didn't admit that straight away.
Yeah.
Because they let it happen, right? And then one of them was playing charades and one of them was having a chat. And
All but BS.
the whole tweet,
The
there were
whole
a lot of
thing,
tweets about
rubbish.
Yeah, is this real? Is this being controlled? But the general consensus though was either way, it's impressive. It was still impressive.
Is it?
Yeah, but if there were a lot of people thinking, "Wow, is this our future? We're gonna is this going to be how long before we see this?" And you know what? And Elon Musk is famously predicting things way before they actually happen.
Well, let's get to that then.
Yeah.
I mean, he came out with a Robo-taxi, which, gold painted, a big gold hubcap with gold painted tyre, gold wall tyres. And these two people sit in it. He got in it and got driven somewhere without anyone else in it.
Yep.
And he got on stage and he said, look, and firstly, he said it's a $30,000 car.
Yeah, $30,000 US. Yeah.
Why does it need a price? Is he selling it to Uber? Is that what he's saying?
I don't know.
Who's buying it?
Who's buying exactly?
Isn't he?
Well, if it's a
Waymo doesn't sell their cars.
So Robo-taxi, is it going to be? Is that the name of the car for it to be just a taxi, or is it a name for a car that you buy that drives you around like a taxi? Isn't that the idea of it or not?
He said
2027.
He said in 2026, by 2027. He then admitted that he's famously, overreaches on those things. Let's be clear, the Roadster was announced 7 years ago and still hasn't come to fruition. The Cybertruck was announced as bulletproof glass. It smashed on the launch and was twice as expensive when it launched. The truck, they're selling a couple, but they're not making many.
I've got another one for you. Do you remember years ago, and I had a Tesla at this time, when he was saying that next year you'll be able to send your Tesla out and earn money as a self-driving taxi. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
And because he made a very good point. He said, you think about how often we drive our cars. We drive our cars 10% less than that of the time, of 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We're in our car such a short amount of time. The other times it could be
I'll speak on your behalf and say you don't want anyone else in your car.
Well, no, I don't. But it's the idea of it was really appealing. Would be appealing to a lot of people, thinking, well, this car's going to earn me money when it's usually just sitting in my driveway. Which the concept of it is smart, but the reality of it was, and he was talking the following year. We're talking. This was, I think he said this, made this statement. I think it was just before COVID, and then we still haven't seen anything like that. Still, self-driving is still a beta thing in.
Yes.
And even back when I had my Tesla, they wanted to charge $5,000 for self-driving. I'm thinking, it doesn't exist. Why would I pay for something that doesn't exist yet? But they're taking people's money and they're still waiting for the self-driving.
And then there's the van, the bus, the
rubber van
that looks ridiculous.
Robovan.
The Robovan. That's what he called it. That's what he said.
I know.
It doesn't have ground clearance.
Is he dyslexic or something? Elon Musk?
Stephen, do you know who Alex Proyas is?
Alex Proyas. Yeah, he's a film director.
Yeah. What do you think he directed?
He directed what's it called?
It's called iRobot.
iRobot. No, but he also directed another one, Dark City.
He's tweeted Elon Musk and said, "Can I have my designs back?"
Yeah,
mate.
Yeah.
The Robo-taxi, the Robo-van, and the Optimus Robot.
Yeah.
Alex Proyas,
he's an Australian director. He's Australian.
Really?
I've interviewed him. Aussie guy.
It dead set looks like Elon's gone, that's awesome, make those.
Oh, not quite the same. It's like the iRobots, they have, and I've actually got one in my theatre. The head of one I've got in my theatre. There's a special edition that they went.
Don't look at the face. Look at the arms.
Well, mate, arms are arms. It's like, a chair looks like the same chair.
Forget the Optimus Robot then.
Yeah.
The Robovan,
yeah.
and the taxi.
Yeah.
Mate, you kidding me?
From the movie you're talking about as well? Yeah, okay.
Have you seen them?
Yeah, they're very similar.
Look at the comparison.
Yeah. No, but they're
dead spit.
The other
He's
movie,
kidding.
The other movie Alex Proyas made was filmed in Sydney. It's called Dark City, and it's awesome. It's going to be on our show. You're going to hate it, but it's going to still have it on our show.
I don't want to see it at all.
It's a sci-fi show. Oh, it's not sci-fi. It's sort of anyway, I've probably given it up there, but it's a good show. But Alex Proyas also, he made Dark City, then he made iRobot with Will Smith. He's in
Mate,
iRobot.
none of these things will happen.
And you'll notice if you watch iRobot 2, there was a massive
No, I'm not going to watch it.
partnership with Audi. There was
Yes,
like
the car was an
space-age
Audi. Yeah. So here's the thing. I just want to be clear
Yep.
about people think that I hate Elon Musk, right?
Yeah.
I do not hate Elon Musk, and I'll prove it right now if the camera stays on me. That's my
Yes.
screensaver right now. Okay,
What is that?
that's like the booster rocket for the
from the
Starship
SpaceX.
landing again.
That's crazy.
Like the
Yeah.
visuals, the photo,
That's crazy.
mate, that is an
Yeah.
unbelievable achievement.
Mate.
Bravo, Elon Musk, right?
Yeah, you. I know you're not a reader. You should read his biography. There's some fascinating stuff about his. He's all about expanding humanity beyond Earth and getting to Mars. He's really fixated on that. But
Stop doing
love
these
him or hate
rubbish
him, though,
Tesla
right?
things.
Yeah, but love him or hate him, unless someone does what he's doing, it doesn't move the needle. And you need someone like him saying these
Mate,
things.
Google and
making
Waymo
bold,
have done more for autonomous cars
Yeah.
than Elon Musk has done ever.
maybe, but in his
You
case,
can actually
like,
get in one right now.
Yeah, okay. But the whole like his vision for Tesla, his vision for SpaceX, the Optimus, like that. Who else is doing that? Name another company that's working on robots right
Boston Dynamics.
now. Okay. Well, they got the little dogs and all those ones.
And the big ones that jump.
Okay.
And,
Well, that's two.
Yeah.
Well, who else? You need people like him doing what he's doing.
I know.
Whether his timeline
mate,
is
someone
accurate,
needs to
you
rein
need
him
that.
in. You can't say these things. But the best part about it
that'd
for
be
me
like
was
saying, look, it's not probably a fair comparison. That'd be like saying you got to rein in Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs was sort of this visionary too, who
I get it.
And the feeling I get from I've read the Steve Jobs book and seen him, and I've read the Elon Musk book, and they've got something in common where they push the envelope. And unless they had pushed the envelope, they wouldn't have been where they are today.
I don't
So
doubt that.
that's what he's doing right now. This is another envelope push, I reckon, that he's trying to do here.
If you're a Tesla shareholder, though,
Yep. Apparently Tesla shares dropped
they
9%.
tanked. And you look at the graph
Yeah,
compared
yeah.
to Uber shares,
Why
Uber
was
shares
that?
went up.
Yeah, wow.
Because
wow.
it's more rubbish from him.
Yeah, right.
It's more CEO
The shareholders.
vaporware.
Or can I also suggest that maybe that dip in the share price is maybe something to do with him supporting Donald Trump in the election? Do you reckon?
No,
there's some
because it dipped at the point of the
I
announcement.
know, but I reckon there would have been. Could that have been a factor in the back of people's heads that he's made his political views quite clear, and he's actually really out front with his political views. He's going to be part of his government if he gets elected. He's going to be involved. So yeah,
Could be.
yeah,
Could be.
could be.
This show's time limited today.
Is it really?
Yeah. Look at the screen. I didn't format the hard drive.
Oh,
We've got 39 minutes.
okay.
It's going to be great.
We'll have to get it done.
You
Then,
pump,
mate.
folks.
Get it done. Less gibber, more talking.
Anyway, look, I just think that it's great. I genuinely think he's a brilliant mind.
Yeah.
But I think he shouldn't be allowed to make these outlandish statements unscripted.
Well, I'd say a lot of the shareholders are saying the same thing, mate. People bought Tesla shares when they were, and they're still high, but they were on the rise and kept going up. There'd be a lot of shareholders saying, "Mate, just play. You're doing too much. You're affecting."
But it's like the Optimus Robots, right? You should come out and say, "Listen, just so you know, for safety reasons alone, there's 1,000 people here. We're not running autonomous robots around. Just so you know."
Yeah.
Just so you know, there's a remote controller for every Robo-taxi to press a stop button if we need to. Just explain the circumstances of this test for safety reasons. He didn't.
Yeah, that would have taken the shine off the whole thing, mate. Just like with the Optimus Robots, the amount of videos shared on social media, people talking to these robots, and like they're having a chat with a human being.
Yeah, well,
they were amazing.
Well, they were.
We find out now they were. I think Marquez Brownlee shared a couple of tweets. He shared one of him with a Photoshop of him with his head shaved. He goes, "If they're out by 2027, I'll shave my head."
Yeah.
And he said, "Hey Siri, give me a reminder on December 31st, 2026. And the other one he was saying, he goes, I think he suspected that, he goes, if this is human, is it human? Is it real? Is it really the robot? Then either way, it's impressive. Yeah. But and I think Elon Musk even said, this is going to be the biggest product ever that we make. Anyone has ever made.
Robot?
A robot. Because he was saying it could walk your dog, mow your lawn, be your friend. So He's obviously talking it up. But
You think people's concern about AI today is bad? Wait till they see a
Yeah.
humanoid robot walk on the streets.
when I stepped in for you on 6PR and Jules was saying, he goes, what is this our future? Like I said, well, you know what? This is the dawn of a new era. The fact that we're seeing this now, we're not going to see it next year. This is probably 5 to 10 years away, but this is going to happen. It's going to happen. Like AI has now reached a point now where it's on our phones. It's going to be here as well. It's inevitable, I think. It's the development's going that way that it makes sense to have something like that can help us.
We shall see. Would love to know what you think. You can hit us up on social media. I think a lot of people agree with me, but then there's a lot of fans out there as well. I get it. It's exciting. I get it. But focus on the space stuff, Elon. It's awesome.
Yeah, that's amazing.
It's your best stuff.
Yeah, that was brilliant.
Focus on space.
Definitely.
That's my
SpaceX
message to
is
Elon
on
Musk.
Fire. Literally.
Oh, I love it. But, mate, the photos. I saw the
Yeah, no,
photos and I
brilliant.
shared them with the kids.
Mate,
I said, these are new wallpapers.
That thing coming back, that is incredible. Coming back and they caught it amazing. You know what he called it? The chopsticks.
Chinese chopsticks, yeah.
Yeah, you know why? That's a reference to Karate Kid. Remember when he catching the chopsticks with the fly?
Oh, yeah.
That's how I understood it. Anyway.
That's true.
Yeah. Karate Kid.
Two blokes talking tech.
Everything about tech you never wanted to know. This is Two Blokes Talking Tech.
And we do all thanks to the great people at Netgear, netgear.com.au for all your networking needs. Some beautiful Wi-Fi 7 products available now, the 770, the 970, the Nighthawk. Basically, Netgear has the best Wi-Fi solutions, the latest Wi-Fi solutions, so that no matter whether you've got a big home or a small home, no matter whether you've got 20 devices or 200 devices, they've got you covered. There's a solution for you. And there is a really handy tool on the website that helps you pick the right Orbi for you. And if you're a gamer or you're into things like quality of service and you want your TV to have specific traffic channels on your network, the Nighthawk range absolutely allows for all that. The latest Orbi systems also allow you to have like an IoT-only network, which means all your smart home things can be on one network. There's some really smart things you can do. Plus, there's the Armor security protection. There's the parental controls. So much happening on the Netgear devices that'll help you out. And you can buy them direct from Netgear at netgear.com.au.
This is Two Blokes Talking Tech with Trevor Long and Stephen Fennick.
All right, Stephen, we're both adorned with rings. There we are. I'm just
You went
being
silver.
I'm being cautious not to do anything other than, oh no, guess I got bad news. That's the finger that it's on.
Show us, Trev.
Hi, let me do it this way. If you just look there, oh no, Stephen's over there now. Anyway, so I went silver.
I went black.
So actually, when Val was here, there was an episode for the astute viewer where you might have noticed Val wearing a black ring and me for about a tenth of the episode wearing a black ring and then taking it off and going, whoops, I shouldn't probably be wearing that. We were wearing the sizing kit ring. So this is a critical thing. The Samsung Galaxy Ring is a groundbreaking device, revolutionary in my mind. And it's not the first ring that does this stuff, but there's no subscription here. So if you think someone says Aura Ring or something like that,
you got
that's got a subscription.
True.
So
they're a bit nervous at the moment.
Aura, they should be,
Yeah. Because Samsung's just come into this category now, and it's
tough sell. Tough
one.
sell to sell a subscription with a non-subscription product out from one of the biggest companies in the world, right? So if you want this from Samsung, you go to their website, and it's only available from Samsung Online.
Samsung Online and the Experience Store.
You go to their website and you say, I know what size I am, or I want the sizing kit, and they'll send you the sizing kit. You use it. They want you to wear it for a day or two.
Yes.
And I actually did.
wore mine for 2 days.
I tried several different fingers. Now, to be clear, I normally wear... I have another ring that I wear on this finger.
Can I ask, are we going to talk size yet or not? We'll talk size later. Is that okay?
Yeah, we'll talk size. So I normally wear a ring on this finger. And so I feel most comfortable
so you
here.
evicted a ring to get this on there.
Well,
I only wear my wedding ring, and this hand was open.
During the testing phase, I tried it on like this finger and this finger. I tried it in a lot of different places.
I tried it on that finger the whole time.
I sized it. This size that I ended up with works on both the kind of opposite anti-ring finger and the naughty finger.
Yours finger. Yeah.
And for the first 24 hours, again, I tried wearing two, but there's this just weird feeling about the rings clashing together when you're typing and stuff. So I abandoned the other ring. It's sitting on my bedside table.
Single, mate.
We'll see how this goes again. Look, my initial feedback, I have to say, is I'm not happy with the colour I chose.
Oh.
I'm wearing a silver colour. Obviously, I think it's
titanium.
It
silver.
might be platinum or somebody. I don't know what it is.
Titanium silver.
It's a silver colour.
Your other
I'm
ring.
just saying this is a silver colour, right? My normal rings are
That's
a
your wedding
silver
ring.
colour, right? And so the other ring that I've always wanted is silver as well.
Yep.
And most women
you're a silver guy.
are a particular color. They like gold earrings or they like silver or whatever, white gold, whatever it might be.
Yep.
This might be white gold, actually. Anyway,
Yep.
So I didn't think it was a great look to have a black ring and a silver ring and all that kind of stuff. So I went with, I'm going to go silver. But, mate, it looks a bit plasticky. I got to be honest.
The silver one does, yeah.
Yeah, it
Have
doesn't.
you seen the gold? The gold seems to be glossier than
I was going to say, does it?
Yeah.
This doesn't look shiny enough
looks
to me.
glossier, the gold one.
It kind of looks like a toy.
I've got the black one, which is sort of pretty neutral. Because I've got, like, this is my wedding ring. It's not actually my actual wedding ring. My actual wedding ring's gold, and this is a tungsten ring.
Well, that's a whole other issue.
Yeah,
We've
it's
unpacked
tungsten.
on the private feed before that he doesn't even wear his wedding ring. But anyway.
This is,
this hasn't left my finger in 20 years.
Yeah, I used
Except for
to wear
surgery when
I had
another
another black tungsten ring as well that I wear a bit wider. I've got other.
Anyway, I feel like I would have been better off with black. But anyway, that's. I think
like
this is why.
Like this one. I love getting into your shot.
This is why it's not in JB Hi-Fi. It's not. It's a tough product to sell.
Because what are there? There's 9. Is there 9 sizes? There's 9 sizes. So there's 5 to 13.
It's 3 colours.
So so titanium black, titanium gold, titanium silver. You got silver.
Plus the sizes. That's what's known as a
it's
SKU.
27 SKUs.
In retail terms, a 128 gig iPhone that comes in 3 colours. That's 3 SKUs.
Yeah.
So this is 27 SKUs. That's a lot of
That's
stock.
a challenge. So you got to remember, this is a tech product. You don't normally ask for a size in a tech product. You just go, I'll have that one.
Yeah.
But in this case, the ring is, and I remember wondering why Australia wasn't one of the launch countries for this. And I was chatting with the guys at Samsung. I said, well, you know what? We've learnt a lot not being the first country. We've learnt a lot from those other markets,
right?
How they handled the launch.
Okay.
So they're using those learnings to make their experience a bit better.
Makes sense.
That's useful.
I like that.
But it is interesting. They said that you can rock up to a store and either try on, use the sizing kit on the spot. They said you can even leave the store with it for a day or two and then come back and pick the one you want. Or if you're going to order it online, they just send it to you.
Yeah.
So there's either way you can do that. But I started with the 12, and it was a bit snug because you got to remember it's not like a normal
Your
ring.
Your fingers are very girthy.
Yeah, it's
is that a common thing for you?
Yeah. It's not like a normal ring. A normal ring is just like my normal wedding ring. There's nothing inside it. In this ring, there's 3 sensors, so I reckon you're taking a size back. That's the size you got to go bigger.
Are these ring sizes traditional ring sizes?
Yeah, they are. For I'm normally on this one. That's a size 11.
I would have no idea.
And that's tight, right? That fits me when it's on my knuckle, over my knuckle.
Yeah.
But I end up going on mine. I'll tell you my size. 13, the biggest. Go big or go home.
That's going to hurt.
I had to go the biggest. So
I had to check, but I went 11.
Okay. So you and your nice little dainty little fingers.
I did try a smaller one here. I don't have man hands. I got
Did you?
I got hands that have never done a day's work in their life.
But I did a briefing, and shout out to Duro. Duro, he was late again. Yeah, he was a few minutes late. So love you, Duro.
But mate, can you get a clock?
He was a size 13 as well.
Right.
And John Davidson from the Fin Review was there. G'day, Jono. Size 9. Jono was.
Dainty little fingers.
And he looked at me and goes, Jesus, you're got the big. I said, mate, look at my fingers. I've played footy. I've broken knuckles and hands. And I said, that's my size. But, yeah. So everyone's asking, what size are you? What size are you?
So $6.99?
$699.
A lot of money.
And available, it's not cheap.
And exchange rate wise, it felt like it went too high.
So
$3.99 in the US. We thought it was going to be.
I thought it was $4.99 in the US.
We thought it was going to be $5.99 here.
Wow. Okay. Well, there's 3 sensors on board, and it can track your fitness. So you're walking, swimming, it tracks your sleep as well. So sleep is kind of what we would really. I've never worn a watch to bed to track. I'm thinking that's too much work to wear a watch to bed.
It's just uncomfortable. I don't want
you got your Withings thing under your mattress, haven't you? I've got that too. I've just discovered that I have it. I'm going to use that as well.
Matt.
But I've only had a couple of nights tracking with this, and it's been pretty good.
The first night I looked at the Withings score and the Samsung score, not scores, but time. Duration was close.
Yeah.
The Withings had me out of bed sooner, like 7 hours 19 instead of 7 hours 39 or something.
7 hours? Jeez,
I smashed it. Went really early. They both had the same essential tracking. Like I got up X number of times.
Okay.
Deepness sleep and light sleep was pretty accurate.
Right. Okay.
The other thing that they both got very close was resting heart rate or average heart rate. They had me both at one was at 63, one was at 66. So I thought that was
nice,
very close. Like considering one of them's under the mattress.
Yes,
and monitoring. One of them's on my finger. I actually says a lot more about the Withings than it does the Samsung.
Yeah.
But for someone in the Samsung, narrow it down here. For someone in the Samsung ecosystem who wants better sleep data, because most doctors and people that talk about this stuff say sleep is one of the most important things you can do for your health and for your day and all those things. So tracking your sleep is critical, right? But all these cool features that Samsung's having their watches, Apple having their watches, I don't get them because I don't use
watch
them.
to bed. I don't like that.
When do you charge your watch? Anyway, and this thing, I wish I had it. I do have it with me, but I can't. It's
it comes in a little charging case.
The little case is beautiful.
That's cool. That's nice. And when you put it back in, the light goes around and tells you the battery level.
Yeah.
So if it goes all the way around, it's 100%. If it goes
your phone
3/4,
can show you the battery level as well, which is useful. But we're talking about a 7-day battery life.
Speaking of 7-day battery life, speaking of the phone, it naturally pairs with Galaxy phones and Android 11 and up.
Yeah.
But there are some features that are unlocked with Galaxy, like, the gesture control. You can do this.
Wait, so it does work on other Android phones?
It works on all Android phones with 11 and higher.
Okay.
But the Galaxy phones have a couple of features exclusive to them, like the gesture controls.
Okay.
You can set off, just turn off an alarm, activate your shutter on
That's
your phone.
the last thing I need is the alarm to go off for me to go, oh, I'm out, I'm going back to bed. I do not want that.
So, so Galaxy, it helps to have a Galaxy phone, but it works with Pixel.
Mate, the market for this is Galaxy owners, let's be clear.
I think so too, yeah.
If you're in on the Galaxy ecosystem, you're buying the Galaxy Ring.
And the other thing too is, the pairing, when you got your buds and your sound, it pairs magically, right?
Just
beautifully,
works.
yeah. And it's so that's an attraction too. 7-day battery life you mentioned, which is I'm testing that. I've only had mine a couple of days, so.
Yep.
Thing is, though, you've got to check because there's no display, there's nothing for you to look at and think, oh, what's my battery level? And there's no haptic feedback as well. I thought that might have been a feature where you get a little buzz in your finger, but that requires there to be a motor in there, which is, look at the size of it. It's too small to do that.
It is remarkable
there's no speaker.
What they've been able to fit in the device.
Like, a lot of tech
remarkable.
In here. Yeah.
It's remarkable.
Yeah.
Let's be real. We're talking about a ring.
And your green flashes going off. There you go. Look.
Yeah, you get a little green flash there. That's the sensors happening. It's a ring, for Christ's sake, which is able to detect your heart rate. It's able to detect your sleep. I mean, I find that to be an amazing bit of technology.
I see the sensors are on the bottom half of the ring. You see these 3 little lumps at the bottom.
And on the outside, there's a little notch.
There's a little line. So you're supposed to wear the line on the palm side of the ring. So the line... so that lines up the sensors on the bottom half. It does
move during the day. I found it almost on
during
the top
the night.
Of times.
Mine moved a bit. Yeah,
I've had mine move all day.
Yeah, is it too loose then, or what?
No. Well, I couldn't wear it any tighter. It would be uncomfortable.
Yeah, right. Oh no, I got the right size, but that line means you got to wear it palm down so that the sensors are on the bottom half of your finger.
Yeah, you get used to it, and even when you're not looking at it, you can feel the sensors, let alone the line.
Yeah, you can, but feel the line.
They're very easy to feel the sensors whether they're up or down.
That's what I was thinking, because I know a lot of people who like to fiddle with their rings like that. They like to twist their rings around. Have you seen that?
Sorry,
girls. The girls like to do a little. It's like a little fidget spinner. They get a bit.
All I heard was people like to fiddle with their rings.
Fiddle with their ring, yeah. I remember when we got to the briefing, someone was in my seat and they were grabbing my box. I said, "Get your hand off my ring." Get a little name tags. You weren't at the briefing. Trevor was busy that day. But it was interesting, and we know that they're on sale now, $699. We sort of knew it was a mid-October thing. Like Samsung gave us, we did the briefings, and Inside Baseball, we did the briefing. They said, and the embargo lifts at midnight. I went, thanks for the notice. Thanks for the heaps of notice. So I had to go. I had another embargo too, the DJI Air 3S law. I had that for 3 weeks before the embargo. So I had that review ready to go up as well. So it was a busy night last night, and I was preparing the movie show. So, yeah.
He works very hard, Stephen. He works very hard.
You'll notice what time you got your email. It was pretty late. If you look at the time stamp, it was probably
it normally is
12:45 a.m. or something like that. Yeah, we're here for you guys. We're here for you.
It's a great device. Honestly, I'm so impressed with it.
Price wise, though, you reckon could be cheaper?
Price wise, it's a barrier.
It's a big ask.
It's a barrier,
because you're paying for the tech, but also you're paying for the case. The case is really good. The case is like and the case has a battery in it, right? So when you're walking around with it, you can have that in the case to charge it. as well.
You keep talking. I'll get the case.
Yeah, get the case because it's see through, so it's transparent, and it has like a white little section where you snap the ring on, and that is where you see the ring, the light appear around the ring to tell you the charge level. So we're going to do a little unboxing. Is that right, Trev?
I'm pretty sure I put it back in here. Yeah.
There we go.
Okay.
So little unboxing.
Little unboxing here, live.
Live unboxing. Are you going to get down on one knee and go like? That's what I thought how they would offer
you
it to me.
podcast with me?
Yeah, there you go. I thought that's what Samsung would have done. They would have got down on one knee and go, "Here was your Galaxy Ring."
So I'll keep the camera on me for a minute. I don't know if you've
you
had to
do
see
that,
this.
mate. You do that.
But basically, you put the ring in.
Yep.
And then you should get a little light on it. Yeah, see the light.
Yeah.
Just around the outside, the light comes on, and that's it. You can push the button to see the light as well. Push the button on the inside.
Yep.
But that's a nice little case. It's weird because you never need it other than to
charge
put it into charge. But it's pocketable. So if you do forget to charge it at night or something, you've got it with you. You could very easily just put it in your pocket.
It's something if you travel now. Just think of it like your earphones. You don't just take your earphones and nothing else.
Yes.
You take your charging case with it.
Yeah.
Think of it like that. You got to take the charging case.
And look, the charging case, it's using it once a week.
Yeah.
So like when we travel, rarely would we need to take it because often we're
7
back.
days. Yeah, true.
Yeah.
True. But another thing you got to remember to charge. Charge your ring.
USB-C.
Well,
Is it wireless as well? Yeah.
Yeah, wireless as well. So they can sit on a charging mat.
I actually thought for a while it was only wireless.
So you know what Samsung should do? You know how you buy the trifecta? You buy your iPhone charger, AirPods, and Apple Watch. Samsung should release a quad charger. So phone, buds, watch, ring. Boom. 4. Charge 4 devices at once. Would you not use that if you're in the Samsung family of products?
No, I just use a USB-C cord. Honestly.
just have them all by side the bed, although you'd wear it to bed.
I rarely am charging two things at once.
And it charges, apparently, too, I asked at the briefing, it charges in 90 minutes.
That's pretty good.
So, and I think it gets to 40% charge in 30 minutes.
And let's not dig into the EV world, but you don't have to charge it all at once.
No.
You could put it in there every day when you have a shower. It can be worn in the shower, by the way, I think, because I wore mine.
Do you take your rings off in the shower?
I've only taken this off, I think, when I went to hospital for surgery.
Really?
It's never been off my finger.
I take my rings off when I have a shower.
I'm not even sure I could get that off.
Oh. Stuck for life, eh? I take
I think I could. I
take my ring. When I have a shower, I take my rings off.
No, I don't.
Yeah. I don't know.
I wore this in the shower, so I hope it's waterproof.
It is waterproof, yeah. It's to a depth of, I think, is it 6 ATM or 10
I normally
ATM?
keep the depth of the shower at 0.
Swim, You can swim, you can shower in it, you can wash your hands with it, all good, water resistant.
Yeah, well, it has to be water resistant. Of course, you've got to wash your hands.
Of course, water resistant, waterproof.
I think it's impressive. I wish the price was just a touch sharper.
Question for you, though.
Yeah.
How soon do you think
Apple
will produce
they
this?
Won't.
You don't reckon?
No.
I reckon, mate, it's in the cards. It's coming. You reckon Samsung's going to have a product that Apple doesn't?
Yeah, the fold phones and the ring.
You think so? Fold phones, I can understand. They might be down the track for Apple, if at all. But the ring, I reckon that would make sense in the Apple ecosystem as well.
I feel like, and I know where Samsung's going
here.
The
iRing?
I just think it's cautious. I feel like Apple would be more cautious about telling you that the Apple Watch isn't great for something. Because that's what this admits. This admits that sleep isn't what people are using the watch for.
That's a good point. But on that, I was surprised to learn that if you wear an Apple, Samsung watch and the ring, it takes the ring takes the burden off the watch. So they know that the ring tells the watch. This is how I understood it. The ring says to the watch, "I've got this. I'll do the work here. You have a rest."
Have you turned on snore detection?
I have, yes.
Yeah. You've got to have the phone on your bedside, obviously, because that's what's listening. The watch isn't listening. But
apparently using these together reduces the battery burden on your watch, on your Samsung watch. So they're working in conjunction.
If I had a Samsung watch, I would put it on charge at night and wear this.
Yeah.
And let's be clear.
Like I put my Apple Watch beside my bed to charge it every night because it's my alarm.
You got a Galaxy S24 Ultra and a Samsung Watch Ultra.
Yeah.
Mate, this is an instant purchase.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It's not even you don't even think about it.
Yeah,
absolutely.
This is
a no-brainer.
But even if you don't have the ultras of everything, you can just have the regular.
No, but I'm just saying that market.
Oh yeah,
who
for
are
sure.
just spending that money
Of
without
course.
any fear
Mate,
or favour.
There are as many Samsung fanboys and girls as there are Apple
100%.
fanboys and girls, and this
100%.
is and look, this is like for I know there's been other brands that have it, but for Samsung, of a company of its size, to go right, this is our next big move. First, the smallest wearable they've ever created.
Yeah.
That's a pretty bold move, and I think that. Well, so far we've had a good experience with it, but I think it's a great way for you, like a less conspicuous way to capture your data, your health, wellness, sleep.
I
data
think it's going to be hard to fault, apart from price and
how the battery performs.
And
I
I think the battery's going to be great.
yeah.
And I just don't think the titanium in silver feels premium. It doesn't feel like, it doesn't look like a 600. If I said to my wife, what do you reckon that costs?
Yeah.
She's going to say $73 on Temu, because she's addicted to Temu right now.
Watch out. There were some products on Temu that were a little bit.
Please, I'm all over it.
Yeah.
Like, talk back radio host.
Yeah, there you go. But can you just imagine if that was real jewelry style ring?
Of course.
It's going to be $6,000. It's not going to be $699.
I don't know what jewelry you're buying, but yeah.
Well, you know what I mean. It's going to be way more expensive than they call it titanium, but it does feel. I know yours looks and feels a bit plasticky, as does mine. But
I think the titanium is the
inside of it
is inside it to keep it rigid and support all the sensors, and then this outside is some sort of coating.
Right. Okay.
I don't know. I could be wrong. I'm not going to be jerry rig and start scratching it to find out.
Yeah.
But with the greatest respect to Samsung, I have regrets. I should probably have chosen black.
Yeah. He's got buyer's remorse.
Get me? Get what I'm saying?
Get him a black ring stat. Is that what they're saying in the
Pretty
background?
much what I'm saying,
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, we know Justine listens.
Ah. Yeah.
She sent us a
yeah.
She sent us a tweet.
There you go.
Can you see that on Instagram?
On Insta, or was it on
Instagram.
Threads?
She said, I'm going to listen to John Farnham now.
Oh, I did see that. Yeah, I did see that.
Hello, let's go.
Very nice. We did have a few people sharing their
Not
screens
enough.
with two. Yeah,
Not enough. I was very disappointed in you,
and
folks.
I did my tech guide thumbnail for the Two Blokes feed. One of my best.
This week.
Yeah, one of my best, because I sort of gave it. You know how we talked about the piracy and all that, the potential piracy.
Yeah.
I sort of, for my tech guide audience, who a lot of people contacted me about, you've got potential copyright law. I said, yeah, mate, I've addressed that in Two Blokes, but I am going to address it in the tech guide podcast.
Oh, hang on, he's gone really hard on this one.
Yeah, so it's
Ultra 4K. Hank, you did AI like I did with the other one.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, isn't that good? Show me. Look, it looks like it
show me what I did.
Sick.
Did you saw what I did?
I did. I had all the tubs behind me and me in handcuffs.
No, this one on the private.
Oh yeah, the wardrobe. Yeah, I did see that. I wish my wardrobe was that big. Same shape, but not that big.
That's what I imagine. The best part about the Two Blokes Talking Tech thumbnail from last week was I said, imagine a Maltese man in handcuffs standing in front of tubs of CDs, right? Stop.
Yeah.
And then it showed me a picture and I went, make him a little bigger, i.e. he's eaten more.
Fatter.
Yeah.
I
didn't use the word fat. No, I didn't use the word fat. I said make him larger.
Oh, I know
not
what you said.
tall.
Mate, I'll go through your ChatGPT commands, mate. You said make him fatter, and then it came up with that, and I look suspiciously like Robert Downey Jr. Don't you reckon?
Maltese man in handcuffs. These are my prompts.
Okay.
I'll show you the first one too.
Make him larger.
Imagine him. Make me an image of a Maltese man in a blue shirt in handcuffs in front of many clear boxes of full of CDs. That's the first one, right?
Ah, that's not a bad one.
Oh, hang on. Let me bring the camera, all right?
Not bad.
So that's the first one, folks.
Yeah, not
all right?
bad.
Zoom in on that if you're on YouTube, okay?
Like it.
And then
I
I
like
said, let me go back. I said,
make him chubbier.
oh no, I did. I said, make him look a little fatter.
See, I told you. Yeah, it was too thin for me, mate. Well, mate, I'm a big guy. What do you do? I'm a big bloke. Oh, there you go. I'm a big guy.
Oh, that's so funny.
Anyway.
But you're right. Your creativity on the Tech Guide podcast is appreciated. I like what you've done. If that's your style guide, you're going to use the cover down here and then an image.
You've never seen any of my other thumbnails, have you? That's how it's always
well, mate,
mate.
No,
That's
because you haven't been updating them for months.
I have been, mate.
No, you haven't.
Well, while
You've
I was
only
away, I
started
didn't do anything.
Nah, mate, you weren't. Back in the day.
Every time I've updated the thumbnail, it's had my own thumbnail in the bottom left corner, bottom right corner. I know, but every time I do it, I say...
Yeah, I'm saying you don't do it enough.
That's my style guide.
Get into it, brother.
Yeah, that's Canva, mate. Canva, loving it.
You know what I want? I want to be able to download all of the thumbnails for the EV podcast because it's the same thumbnail with a different back photo every time.
I've noticed that. Little subtleties, eh? There's the little things that surprise and
people
delight.
appreciate the
surprise
effort.
and delight. Is that what we're about, eh?
The effort, okay?
A lot of effort goes into
A lot of
this.
effort.
Yeah.
All right, Two Blokes Talking Tech.
This is Two Blokes Talking Tech.
We've got another iPad.
Yeah.
The iPad Mini.
I got a phone call on the radio.
Yeah. So I've just read this great story
Must have
on
been
Tech
Sunday
Guide.
because I haven't done much radio this week about
Yep.
tech.
Yep.
On the radio on Sunday, I reckon. And this lady said, I want the iPad Mini, should I buy one? I said, it'll be April next year.
Bow. It was actually 3 days later.
It was great
Yeah.
to show that we don't have information.
Yeah, Apple told us nothing. Wait, say nothing. So iPad Mini, which has the A17 Pro chip.
Pro
so that was in the iPhone 15.
Yep, 15 Pro.
15 Pro. So it's Apple Intelligence ready to rock and roll. Also has some new colours. I think there's a new blue and a new purple. Is that right? They've also got Starlight and Space Grey. I have to put my glasses on here. Also supports not only Apple Intelligence, but also supports Apple Pencil Pro.
Yep, and
Not
there
pencil.
endeth the differences.
Well, it is the design's the same.
It's
They
the same
got,
size.
They got rid of the button a couple of years ago, didn't they?
It's the same size. It's the same screen.
8.3
It's a
inches.
different processor. It's the same camera. There is a change I'll tell you about in a minute. It doesn't support Stage Manager. It supports Senna Stage, though,
Center
on the
stage,
viewer.
Yep.
Um,
It's got the camera in the landscape side
it's
as well.
Wi-Fi 6E,
6E, yeah, not 7.
which is but it's better than
Yeah.
6, which is what it was.
Of course, yeah.
It supports the Apple Pencil Pro, which means it's got the rotating and the hover feature.
And the squeeze.
It has much bigger capacities. The previous generation
Yes.
was 64 and 256. This is
Yeah.
now 128, 256, and
512.
512.
Yep, and there's Wi-Fi only, and there's also cellular versions with has an eSIM, so it's 5G compatible. Supports an eSIM, so if you're traveling,
is
data.
Yeah,
SIM.
but I'm talking about the differences.
Yeah.
Like, it is to the millimetre the same.
What about pricing? Starts at $799.
Hang on, I'm not
Was the
finished
other
with the
one?
differences.
Yeah.
Calm down, brother.
Okay.
Apple Pencil Hover. Obviously, the chip's different. Obviously, it has Apple Intelligence. Battery life is the same.
Yep.
And then there's one difference to the camera, which is essentially A17 Pro based, and that is HDR4 support. They call it or something like that. Smart HDR4 for photos.
Oh, well, that was a deal breaker if they didn't have that.
Yeah, I think so too. Sorry. So that here endeth
Yeah.
the technical
differences.
differences between the two devices.
Yep. Goes on sale October 23.
Mm-hmm.
And, blue, purple, starlight, and space grey. What's your pick there, mate? I'd go blue.
I think the colours are disappointing.
Or purple.
So this says to me they're using
The old
what
air
they've done is
colours.
the factory is the same.
Yeah.
They've just interchanged a few parts.
Yep.
They haven't introduced the iPad 10th generation or whatever it is style colour anodizing of the metal.
Yep.
Same with the iPhone. The vibrancy. They are bland colours: blue, purple, starlight, and space
Yeah.
grey. In this case, I'd probably just take the space grey.
Okay. Now,
They're bland.
How popular is this product? Like the Mini, and it's interesting. Over the years, this has been priced like in the almost a pro level.
It's far more
way
expensive
the
than
iPad.
your traditional base level iPad.
Your entry level iPad, I think, is $599 now.
Yeah, and this
So
starts at
that's-
$799.
Yeah. So this has obviously got a faster processor. What's the screen quality? It's liquid retina screen.
Mhm.
So a better processor, of course. So it's sort of more your pro level processor. It doesn't have the M series processors on it. It has more the.
Mate,
It's sort of in between the iPad Air. It's
for
sort of iPad Air.
$599, I'd take the 10th gen iPad any
Yeah.
day of the week.
Yeah,
It's
but
a beautiful, vibrant colours.
They did. There were some examples. They was talking about how people use this. It's really good apparently for gamers. Gamers don't like to carry too big a device, so it being 8
Mate, I know. Here's my thing about Apple. They keep talking about gaming and gamers.
Yeah.
But they're not actually, they keep saying we've got this AAA title. Mate,
Yeah.
until you can make Call of Duty come to the iPad
Yeah, I know.
or the Mac or whatever it is,
Well, you can.
let's
can
get
pair
into
a-
gaming properly.
but
Do
you
you know what I
can-
mean? No, I
can
get
pair
it.
a controller with it.
Great, but you've got to get the big titles released. They've got to work with
'Cause they've got-
Microsoft
they've
and
got Apple
say,
Arcade as
we
well,
want
yeah.
Call of Duty here. Is it
Yeah.
Microsoft that owns them now? Is that what
No,
they own
it's
now?
Activision.
What do they own now?
Activision.
What does Microsoft buy? Something very, very big.
I don't know.
Blizzard. Yeah, Call of Duty.
Is that Activision though?
Yeah,
Activision,
isn't it?
I think it's Activision.
My God,
Anyhow.
it was a huge acquisition. But anyway, they need those
Oh,
titles.
yeah. Oh, no, I agree.
Far Cry,
Well, look, I reckon-
Grand Theft Auto 6.
Yeah.
That stuff needs to come out on their devices. Otherwise, gaming is still just they're one level above Candy Crush, folks.
Well, I think no, but there is a class of gamer who is not your hardcore console, but more your mobile, high-end mobile game, touchscreen game. So they still have those. You still also have a lot of people that use the gamepad. You put the controller. What is that thing called? You put your iPhone and it's got the handles on it.
Oh, like the black backbone thing.
Yeah, the backbone.
Yep.
One. So there's those, but this like the other sort of people using these. You got to remember the size and portability is the big selling factor for this one. So it literally you can fit it in. You can hold it
If
in
you got
one
a big
hand.
grip.
You can hold it in one hand.
Yeah, Activision Microsoft bought Activision, so they own
Activision.
Call of Duty.
Beautiful.
Mate,
No, but I'm saying, hang on, let
kids
me
is a
finish.
great market for this thing. I'm telling
Kids smaller, but also too for like different jobs. I think like
Pilots, they pointed out.
They mentioned pilots, also like nurses and people who need to take like students who take notes. So, they don't want to spend massive money on a Pro, but also don't want to spend bigger money on a larger screen.
Yeah.
The size is sort of the big selling point. The mini, the portability and size of it is what they're looking at. Size, it does matter in this case.
Ever since we met Tim Cook at the California Theatre San Jose in
2012. Yeah.
I've been a massive fan of the Mini when
Yeah.
it was first
That's
announced.
when it's first. That's 12 years ago already. Wow. Wow.
I mean, that was early in
iPad
my
Mini.
days, so that was
Yeah.
it. Maybe it's
It was the
sentimental to me.
California Theatre.
I said that, yeah, California Theatre,
Very nice.
San Jose. Beautiful place. That was the first iPad Mini. I think it's a great device. I think it's undersold.
And that's when you complained I took your blurry photo.
of Tim Cook.
Yeah.
Well, we've one-upped on that now.
Isn't
So
it?
we're-
yeah, I think you're good now. Yeah, you're good now.
I'm okay with that
Have
Tim Cook
you
photo.
can use AI now to make that even better, couldn't
Probably
you?
could, actually.
Get folk to refocus it. I'm surprised you haven't done it already, Trev.
Might work on it.
Yeah. New project for you.
I think I still recommend to 99% of people that the standard iPad at $599 is the best device because
That covers their needs.
money. Yeah.
Definitely. And you
But-
get a bigger screen for less money.
I love the iPad Mini for its portability, its size, and it can do everything the others do and more. It does more. Let's be clear. It does more than the standard iPad does.
I think what's going to move the needle with this one is Apple Intelligence. If you like the entry level iPad, I don't think it's going to be able to do Apple Intelligence.
Right.
And the pros will be able to do it.
No, it doesn't. No,
Pro
the
doesn't.
entry level does not.
No,
You're right.
but the pros will.
Pros will, yeah.
iPad Air might too, won't it?
Well,
The
they have
iPad
M
Air?
chips in them.
Yeah,
That's
the iPad Air.
That's an interesting question. I
iPad
wonder
Air
whether
will
the
do it.
M chips
Yeah.
ones will do
Yeah,
it.
if they'll do it.
I had my
Well, they
first
should.
Apple Intelligence fail the other day.
Did you now?
So I'm a big fan of its summaries, the notification summaries.
Yep.
So I got a message at 10 a.m. that said, and it was a summary of multiple messages from the MLB app. And the first one was Yankees beat Guardians in ALCS Game 1. Mets beat Dodgers 7-3 in NLCS Game 2. I knew that. I didn't need to be reminded. But it was summarizing that the ALCS begins soon. There's no notification that says the Yankees won. Yankees won. But it
Wow.
summarized that they did. So
Wow.
that's not good. They did win in the end.
Okay.
So little
The Yankees won.
aggressively positive
So
hallucination.
who plays who now?
I don't want to talk about it.
The Dodgers? Didn't the Dodgers win?
The Dodgers won against the Padres. They are now playing the Mets, the New York Mets, in the championship series, which is
Right.
the semifinals. Right, the
Right.
next round is the World Series.
World Series, yeah.
They won the first game. They lost the second game. So they lost a game at home, and that's bad.
Ooh,
We've got
okay.
3 games at Citi Field, the Mets in New York.
Ooh, okay.
So we've got to win one
I've
or
been
two
there.
of those.
Have you ever been to City Field?
No.
That's great. I've been
We've got to
there.
win 1 or 2 of those, and then we've
Yep.
got 2 more games at home. So it's a best of 7.
Wow.
The Dodgers are 1-1.
We're going to be
And
watching
the
that.
Yankees are playing the Guardians, Major League,
Yeah. India.
the Cleveland Guardians.
So the Major League scenario has come true, where they're playing the Yankees, the Cleveland are playing the Yankees.
Yes,
Wow. How's that for timing?
yes.
Hey?
It's unbelievable.
Great timing.
You nailed it. So the Yankees are 2-0 on that one. I think the Yankees might tie that one up pretty easy.
Wow.
But the Dodgers have a fight ahead to get through
Yeah,
the
but no,
Mets.
mate,
And by
the
the time
Indians-
this goes to where they would have played another game against the Mets, and if they haven't, if they didn't fight well in New York, they don't have to win, but I'd be
The
very
Indians
nervous.
might roll out the wild
The
thing.
Guardians.
Sort of the Guardians might roll out the wild thing. And
It's amazing, and this is that whole cognitive bias thing. And people say their phone's listening, but I've had so many Instagram reels that are based on Major League, the movie lately.
Boom.
Like there was one where someone,
Which you never knew about
No.
last week.
I get a lot. So when I don't know, when a team does really well or ends their series, they put it to Moneyball music or whatever. This one, it's a split screen. So at the bottom of the screen is Major League the movie.
Yep.
And the wild thing comes out, when Charlie Sheen comes out at the end. And then
Ricky
they
Moore.
put at the top, they put the picture,
Actual.
some big picture coming out and walking out, and you get this hype because it's the wild thing music. It's not really happening, but it's just the way it's shot is like it's that, and it's superimposed. It's very well done. I love that stuff. But anyway,
cool?
go the Dodgers.
Isn't that cool?
Please go the Dodgers. I don't think I can cope with my wife or my son if the Dodgers don't win.
All right, so the whole family's a fan.
Oh, we are all in. Yeah.
Wow. Well,
Amanda was so angry with me
What?
talking about the Dodgers score
That's
on
a
air on
first.
2GB the other day. Yeah, it was really unusual.
Your wife been angry
She's
with
like,
you?
I'm going to watch it when I get home. I'm like, bad luck. They won 9-0,
alert.
Well,
she was going to watch a game that had already finished.
Yes, because she's at
Baseball.
work listening to the radio. And,
And she never knew the result.
well, she did because I'd said it on air.
Oh, well.
I had to give,
You're-
spoiler alerts,
You're
turn
on your
away.
own- You're on your own that night.
It's regular. Anyway,
Yep.
Two Blokes Talking Tech, the iPad Mini on sale in a week. Pre-orders now.
23rd of October. Pre-orders have already kicked off.
Pre-orders are now. You can pre-order now.
Pre-order now? Who pre-orders? Do people just get it? Or they pre-order and they arrive at home?
I don't think a lot of people pre-ordering a Mini.
Yeah. You don't reckon?
Mm-mm.
I reckon this one could be
Except
a
that lady who I told on the radio that it wasn't coming out for 6 months.
Yeah. She's thinking that bludger.
Hey, if she's listening, take it back. They take a 14-day return.
Of course. Well,
If you bought an iPad in the last 2 weeks, take it back.
Yeah.
iPad Mini.
If you bought an iPad Mini in the last 14 days,
Take it back.
Take it back. Yeah.
They do a no question 14-day returns.
Yeah, true.
It's one of
And so
Apple's
does
great things.
So does Samsung too, by the way. We talked about the Ring before. They've got a policy too. You don't like it, they'll
Good
take
on them.
it back.
Love it.
That's with all their products, yeah.
Two Blokes Talking Tech.
This is Two Blokes Talking Tech.
Two Blokes Talking Tech is proudly supported by Arlo.
Supported.
And Arlo,
You singing now?
Arlo have their new Essential XL. Love it. Love XL. Yeah, that stands for extra large, in case you're wondering.
I think I'm across it.
XL, the Essential range, which is the regular Essential range, $159. The Essential...
Bit of extra juice here, though. Let's go.
And these are 2K cameras, so they're decent quality. The 2K XL camera is slightly larger, so physically, like it's a little bit bigger, but 4 times the battery life. Can you believe that? 4 times longer. And with the Essentials, the Essential, as anyone who owns one knows, the battery is sealed within the camera. So for you to charge it, you either need to put a cable up to it or take it off, charge it, put it back again. But if you got the XL, that's months of extra battery life between charges. So that's more time it monitoring your home and giving you those notifications. So yeah, it is available. It's only $199 too. So it's only
great value for something that's 4 times the battery life.
and 4 times the battery life.
Unbelievable.
$199 for a single, but if you want to go the triple pack,
Wee.
$569. So you do
Hey.
the math. You're saving some money there.
Also,
Yeah.
3 entries into the MG car giveaway if you
Boom.
buy the triple pack.
Boom. So you can do that, and you can longer battery life, potentially a new car in the driveway as well.
Yeah.
So 4 times more battery life, high definition video, enhanced night vision, 2-way audio, so all the features we know and love.
Yep.
Smart alerts, weather resistant, so use it indoors and outdoors.
Mm-hmm.
And you also get 3 months free trial of Arlo Secure, which means you get those smart notifications, person detection, vehicle detection, all of those great features.
I'm loving my smart notifications. Loving them.
Arlo Essential XL is available now, $199 for the camera. You can check it out at arlo.com.
This is Two Blokes Talking Tech.
Now, I haven't really gone into great detail about what happened at Adobe Max in Miami. You were going to be there. You took the smart move, I think, not to go because of the weather. But you dug into the conference. But there was one thing that stood out to me, and like their generative AI stuff has been awesome.
Yeah.
The integration of it into their software is pretty wild.
Yeah.
But they did a demo that I saw of a building, and the way I described this to someone who hadn't seen it was, imagine Flinders Street, Flinders Street Station in Melbourne.
Sorry, I just sneezed.
I know, I saw.
See,
We all saw.
Because I carry a hanky. You never heard that.
Imagine Flinders Street Station in Melbourne, beautiful old train station,
Yep.
but there's tram
Cables
lines
everywhere.
Melbourne's a bloody ugly place because of the tram lines, right? Shout out to LA Melbourne viewers. Hi, great to have your company. So you take a photo, you put it in Photoshop, and you select it all, and you say, remove distractions. Now, Stevens in the photo, it just takes him out. Unbelievable.
Because I'm a distraction.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But no, it took out all the cables. This was a beautiful building.
This is all AI, don't forget. So it's
unbelievable.
Adobe Firefly is the secret sauce here.
Right.
So they've got Firefly for images, but also Firefly video model for creating video as well. So you think about how this can be used for video. A lot of creators, they want to either get rid of stuff or they want to expand stuff. So they want to fill and create. And so to fill in those the parts of the frame where stuff used to be, and also too, not only that, great feature, but also too, text to video. So you can type in, create a chubby Maltese guy with his bins, and boom, Adobe the Firefly model can do that. So there's already been the Adobe Firefly model. There's been worldwide, globally, 13 billion images generated through Adobe Firefly.
Right.
So that's how popular it's becoming. So you're talking, and look, a lot of Adobe Max is way above our pay grade in terms of creator. Sure. You've got to be like a filmmaker and really a top level editor to understand.
I know that
I'm
not getting. I'm not getting 10% of what Photoshop can do. And I don't even use Lightroom. Like I watched Jackson use Lightroom and his grandfather both love their photography and stuff. I'm just like, I don't know how to even take that time.
Yeah.
If I don't like the photo, I'll just take it again.
I'm learning. I've learned photo. I know how to use Photoshop, but I'm learning more because I downloaded a course on how to improve my astro photos. That is fascinating. So the guy, Trevor, his name's Trevor. Trevor Jones. He's got his channel,
TJ.
His camera's called Astro Backyard. He's a Canadian guy. He's created this amazing 38-page guide that I bought. I paid for it online. And it is a step-by-step on how to stack your photos all through Photoshop. He's a Photoshop
What you're saying is space photos are all fake. They're all stacked and faked. They're Photoshopped.
No, it's stacked, but the data's there.
I know.
You just got to bring it to the surface. Yeah.
Right.
But no, I think the big story here is that you're going to see a deeper integration of the Firefly model across. You think about it, right? They've got Premiere Pro, so for your video editing. You've got Photoshop for your photos. You've got Illustrator as well. So they're just those three, the big three. The generative AI. They've got another feature thing called Objects on Path, so you can actually make it. You can create a range, like move an object in the frame using AI. And it maintains all that quality. Like things that used to take hours and days in these applications now happen in seconds.
I'm a big fan of the things that took hours and days, make them in seconds. I'm just still nervous about the amount of AI in photography. Like,
I know what's real.
What's a photo?
Real? Yeah,
both on Google, Samsung, Apple, they're all doing such amazing things with cleaning up photos.
I think you can kind of tell though.
You got to look so hard.
Do you reckon I can sort of tell if it's AI?
If it's AI, yes. If it's AI generated, I got it.
Yes.
But if it's a photo
that's
been
AI tricked up with AI,
that's been manipulated with AI.
Yes.
Like Jackson did the first HSC exam the other day, and his first comment to me after the exam was, "They used an AI photo."
I saw that. Yeah.
And it's like, what are you doing?
But you're not allowed to use AI to in the exam.
In school.
In school.
But the photo was so obviously AI because it was like a MacBook on a table, but it looked warped.
By the side of a lake or something.
It just didn't look great at all.
Yeah,
but
right.
So I can spot an AI photo pretty well because they still struggle with fingers and a lot of different stuff. But and everything's a bit cartoonish still. But I'm being told by people I don't even know we're into tech that there's some amazing stuff out there that they're seeing. But it's the photo that's taken, that's manipulated to be better than it was, that worries me most. Like someone said to me this morning.
But isn't that Photoshop though? You're improving a photo.
I know, but everyone can do it now. Like it's in the palm of your hand.
So you're saying it used to be a skill, now everyone can do it?
Yes.
You know what I mean? I suppose, but that's the ideal scenario for Adobe. That if you look, there's still skill involved, levels of skill.
So
here.
let me ask you this:
Yeah.
It used to be that you take a photo with film, you snap it away, there'd be red eye, bad luck, whatever.
Yeah.
Now you take 10 photos of a group. Like I had 3 photos with Bruno Senna today. There was someone at the Today Show this morning that wanted photos with Carl and Sarah, so I took the photos.
Yeah.
Snap, so they can choose which one's best.
Yeah.
But actually, like on a Google Pixel, it'll say we'll make it the best by picking the one where everyone will pick. When Stephen's looking at the camera, we'll take this one. When Trevor's looking at the camera, we'll take that one, and we'll make a photo that actually never existed.
Yeah, I understand what you mean, but
It's a challenge.
It's just the path. It's the path of technology. Technology is doing the heavy lifting again, making stuff that was previously difficult to do, making it easier for everyone to do now.
I don't know. What do you
Isn't that
think?
the idea of tech?
What do you think it does for society? Do you think it makes people want to go to things like? Does it bring back live? Like, the experience is important over and
think
above,
so.
seeing it on a photo. So I pressed the button. I don't know what I did. Go on.
I just couldn't hear myself for a second.
No, I literally stopped the recording for a second. God
paused
love
me.
it.
You paused me.
I think that's what the button did. Yeah.
Look, I think the biggest worry with AI is on social media and news
For
gathering.
sure.
Like you're thinking, what's real?
Yeah.
We've talked about it before. What's real? Is that real? Like they've got you can use AI with people that you know in it, and you're thinking, wow, is that real?
Yeah.
That's like. Do you remember the old saying? "As a photo never lies." Remember that? Picture tells 1,000 words.
Yeah.
Photo never lies.
Well,
a photo can lie now.
I've said this before. I think that mainstream media comes back into its own because we have to put some faith and trust in the editors of the newspaper, the photo sub-editors, the photographers, and the journalists and the news directors at a TV network. I believe that, but I don't think people care.
Well, I think look at it from a photographer's perspective, right? I reckon looking back, like I work with some great photographers at News Limited, great sports photographers, genius photographers. I reckon they'd be offended today that AI can generate all these images without them having to even press the shutter once.
Yeah.
They'd be offended that that's happening now because it was a craft to do that. Like that, the thumbnail for my podcast.
I don't think they'd be offended that it exists. I think they'd be offended if they start appearing in the paper.
Well, that too.
But you're right, the thumbnails of the
skill.
podcast is a great example. So think about it. Go actually sideways. Think of Boo Bailey or Warren, people that do the cartoons and
I know Boo Bailey.
Like Boo Bailey's going to do like the Rabbitohs getting into the grand final. He's going to do a picture of a rabbit and do the AI. Make a rabbit that's doing this,
Yeah.
and it might look really cool because it's a photorealistic thing. And the editor might go, I prefer that to a cartoon this time.
Yeah, maybe.
And Boo's going to go, mate, are you kidding me? What are we talking about
Absolutely. Well, but Boo Bailey's going to be Boo Bailey though. He can draw like he draws. Like he's a genius. So how well AI can do there, that's it's in the eye of the beholder, I reckon. But I'd take Boo Bailey over AI every day of the week because you know what you're getting. The readers know what they're getting, and it's like us with our websites, 100% human, right? We write every word of our stories. Our guys write our own stuff. I think the same would apply for someone like that's a good example. Someone like an illustrator for a newspaper, they've got to have that same sort of pledge too. That these guys what are they paying them for? That's why they're there.
Yeah,
and I wouldn't want AI to take the job of someone like that. I think they might think, well, why do we need to pay this bloke? We can just use AI.
Yeah,
that's not cricket, mate. That's not fair. If you do that, the reason you're employing him is this bloke because he's got an imagination and he's got talent. So that's the issue for AI down the track. Not only can we believe what we're going to see, but is it going to cost people? Is it going to take the jobs of people? Take those tasks normally assigned to a human being and then farm it out to AI.
We shall find out.
Yeah.
Anyway.
It's only the start of the AI journey, isn't it? Like we just in 5 years it could be all different.
If you want to find out more about the Adobe Max Summit, is that what it was?
Max,
you can read details at techguide.com.au and make your own informed decision about whether Stephen is real or not based on this very video. If you're watching on YouTube,
baby, I'm real.
I'm loving every minute of it. Two Blokes Talking Tech.
Everything about tech you never wanted to know. This is Two Blokes Talking Tech.
All right, mate. Thank you for listening. Thank you for downloading. Thanks for coming out this hour, mate. I appreciate it.
All
and
good.
We'll be back
Where am I
again.
sleeping? Am I sleeping
The couch
over there?
is pretty comfy, I'll be honest. It's pretty good.
Yep.
I'm thinking about getting one of the koala sofa beds. So it
Have
comes
you got?
out.
Oh, yeah, that's good. You don't have that. That's not a sofa bed.
No, no.
Oh, mate, come on. If you want to have guests over, not too many people are. Mate, you never know. You might end up in the doghouse one night. You're going to come and sleep
Oh,
here.
I've slept here. Don't worry about that.
Yeah. Really?
This is the doghouse.
Okay, all right.
I'm not sleeping on the lounge
I
at
wasn't
home.
aware of that. Well, it looks like a comfy lounge.
Yeah, but no, but I can put the TV on. I can play music. Like,
Yeah.
you're going to be in the doghouse. You may as well entertain yourself.
Absolutely, yeah.
All right, mate. See you next week.
See you, buddy.
This is Two Blokes Talking Tech.